Hey guys, we're going to a job where we gotta hang a exterior door and put up a couple blinds and fix some plantation blinders and a couple other little things. The biggest part, putting a gate latch on a gate where the latch won't fit. They have like a bolt action one, but they want some where they can open it from the inside. They never put one because the catch side has a thin piece of wood. So we're just gonna modify the latch or something. I don't know. Vinny's up ahead. He's got everything in the van that we need. He went to Home Depot ahead of the job. Alright guys, well when we get there, we'll get the tour of the place and I'll show you what we gotta be doing, and then I'll give you updates as we go. Alright guys, we're here. This is the house. It's a really nice house. And he's opening up over there. This is the gate that I was telling you about. We got to put a latch on it. They want to be able to open it from the inside. So that means the latch has to go here. So I'm going to modify the latch so we can get it here, over here. But it's got to be able to be opened outward.
You good? How are yourself? 4321. Sure.
Contractor.
Over here we got these plantation shutters. When you open them, they drop and they break apart right here. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but we'll figure that out. And then over here, some blinders. And then over here, this door won't stay open right here. It kind of just, when you open it, it'll close on its own right there. And then these two blinds, somebody put two blinders. We ordered just one. And then of course the garage door. We'll get the garage door open and I'll show you what we got over there. All right guys, this is the garage. They want a new door. So I was going to put a pre-hung, but the jambs are in perfect condition. There's nothing wrong with these jambs, because when you do a pre-hung, you have to be careful when you separate the jamb from the stucco molding. Otherwise, you'll be putting in brand new stucco molding. What we do is we take a multi-tool, and right where the line is, we cut and break the nails that are going this way. That way we can hold the stucco molding on and we can separate the jamb, put the new one. You can do that if you take your time. But in this case, the jambs are fine. There's no termite damage, no nothing. So we're just gonna go ahead and hang a new slab door. So we'll take you through that as we go. All right guys, we're gonna get our tools set up and we'll go from there. All right guys, Vinny's got the washing machine and dryer all covered up. We got our moving blankets out. We're gonna get the first thing we're gonna do before we do anything is we're gonna put a square here. You always put a square to see if the door is 100% on or if it's not, because the first thing you have to do is cut the top. Before you do anything, you always cut the door according to what your square says on the frame here. Because if you cut the door, if you don't do that, then you go to shut the door and you have this big ass gap here. The only way to close that gap up is to cut from 0 to whatever that gap size is. Then you're going to be short on the bottom. So before you go cutting the bottom, we're going to go ahead and do the top. And if it has a gap, we'll show you how we take that gap out. Like right here, this one here, if you look, it really doesn't have much of a gap. It's pretty, even all the way through, but that could be because the way they cut it. They might have cut it on a bias. But most likely, this might be the original door. It might be still straight. We'll find out. And if not, I'll explain. If it is square, I'll explain what you would do if it wasn't square. Watch this. You put that up. Inside the jamb, son? Yeah. Okay, so now if you notice, there's a little bit of a gap there. So basically what we do is we measure that gap and I eyeball it because the rest can be plain. That looks like about 1/8 of an inch. I would call that 1/8 of an inch, almost maybe a hair between 1/8 and 3/16. But I'm gonna call it 1/8. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut the new door on a bias where we take 1/8 of an inch here and then we go to 0 over here and then we draw our line and cut it. Now what'll happen is, I'm sorry, we actually do that in reverse because we're gonna go over here and measure 1/8 of an inch and then we're gonna go to 0 here and draw a pencil and cut it this way, because now what'll happen is when our door goes up, it'll be shorter on that side and it'll allow it to clear up this gap. Because if we don't do nothing with this door, basically that door is going to do what that ruler says it's going to do. That door is going to close and you're going to have a gap just like the square said. So to get that gap out, you go on this side of the door, cut that 1/8 of an inch out to 0. Now that door will go up and it'll fill this right here. So that's what we got. So Vinny, we're gonna pick the door, what side we want for the outside and what side we want for the hinges. Probably gonna wanna take this side. See how this is damaged, guys? Well, we're gonna have to plane this off anyway. Most likely we're gonna be taking a lot off because that's a 32-inch door, but do you have a tape measure? Most likely, if you measure the door, so this is damaged here. So we're gonna put this as a strike side. We'll put this on the hinge side because that's just rounded off a little bit. It's not that big of a deal. But I think this one is more of a bigger, and that's all they had, by the way, guys. So you pick, and it's these idiots at Home Depot that load them into the holes. These come off the truck, I bet you nice. But by the time Home Depot guys start slinging those into the holes, they hit the corners on the bottom because they just shove them in. And I can tell because sometimes you can see the orange paint on them where they were scuffing them up. So this door is what?
It's like 29 and 15, 16.
No, it's 30. What did we buy? We bought a 30, right?
About 30.
Yeah, so most likely we'll be taking 1/8 of an inch off of it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. If not, we'll just sand that out and make it look good and then paint it. I like to use exterior paint right here, primer and paint. So, okay, first thing me and Vinny are going to do, we're going to talk about what side is going to be the hinge, what side is going to be the strike or the doorknob side, and then it'll tell you the top. See, this says top, so this has got to be the top, and the bottom is over here. I think what it is with the bottom, they give you a little bit more wood to cut in case you need to take the door up. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and make that our top. We'll make this our hinge side, and this will be our doorknobs side. So once we get everything going here, we'll get some more video. All right, guys, Alicia is going to be doing the blinders while me and Vinny work on the door.
I took down the old ones.
Okay.
Here, you can see they're damaged in here.
Yeah.
And these are gonna fit just like a glove.
Okay, perfect. All right.
This in the bottom with this wood.
Yeah, when we took the measurement, guys, we had to be, we first took our measurement up there without thinking about this, how it comes out, but then we caught ourselves and we measured, because if you don't, the blades won't fit in there. So basically it is what it is. We use this measurement from here to there. That way they, and it's got a lot of space there, so it'll be all right.
Before I put them up, I took the blinds and set them on the seal, and it is perfect.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, so with that, there's Alicia's snacks right there.
And my coffee, my water.
Coffee and water. Her tools. All right, guys, so we'll get back to hanging this door. She's going to do that blind and this blind. Hey, if you want, let me take that blind to the trash can. Guys, I'm going to take these blinds because the guys dumps the trucks running around here. Sometimes put it
Do you
in.
want to take the box?
Okay, guys, this is what we mean. This is going to be the hinge side, the right part of the door. So see how we measured about 1/8 to 3/16 and we went to 0 over here? Now he's going to cut it right there. He's going to cut that off. Now what will happen is this will push up and it'll close that gap up that we had with the square. He's going to go until that line is gone. Okay guys, what we're going to do is we're going to take this door off, then we're going to put that door in the hole. Hopefully it may or may not fit in there. If it's too wide it won't, but at least I can kind of put it up there, and if we're lucky and it'll go in the hole, then I'll know how we're doing on top. If not, I'm just going to have to go for it, you know, and see how it's gonna handle. He got it all planed off here. Took that off there. He stopped about right here. Didn't take nothing off. So we'll see. He's gonna dust it off onto the moving blanket, and we're gonna give it a shot. All right, guys. He's got his hinges marked, and he tested one side here. So he's gonna go ahead and use his router and route out these right here. We'll catch up with him in a little bit. What?
How you turn it on?
You don't turn it on while it's in the hole, out of the hole.
No, I'm just saying. I just want to make sure you got it.
Yeah. Okay guys, he's got this here. He's going to clean up the hole so it sets in there perfect. As you can see, he's got that. He's going to clean it up a little bit right here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to put the other side over here. We had to get rid of the hinges. One was bent. So and these are for the deep radius. I only have a template for the small radius right here. But it doesn't matter because they used to have square hinges in here at one time. You can see where they puttied it. But anyway, we're going to put the deep radius in here. And if we have to, we'll clean it up with the router and make them really nice. And then we'll go ahead and set our hinges. We'll set one, and then we'll measure down from here to the top of the bottom one. The middle one here, I don't even mess with until the end of the job. Then I put both on and I mark them, and I get a real good clean job. So we're just going to measure from here to the top of the one that we put down here and transfer the measurements. And usually I get it right on. All right, let's find Alicia. She's probably sleeping on the job. Oh, I told you guys, she's sleeping on the job.
I was checking the text.
Talking to your boyfriend, I bet.
No, Kayla said the sorry achievements are calling at my text. Did she call you?
Yeah, you're covering.
I'm done.
She's. Oh, okay.
I'm done.
I was gonna say she's.
And then you can go to the bathroom too.
All right.
That was heavy, so I'm thinking for your hand, you know.
All right, that looks good.
Check the one over there.
You got the other one done too?
Yeah, I'm just having a break.
Oh man, I thought she was talking to her boyfriend over there. She was actually talking to Kayla. I hope. Oh, that one's done too. She's got them all done. Very good. All right then. She's doing her good stuff pretty good here. Now she can help us with the gate out there. Everything looks good, Alicia.
Thank you. Now I was gonna go on the.
Who are you talking to?
No, Kayla was telling me.
Yeah, she's always talking to Sancho.
Oh no.
Huh?
Have something sweet. Maybe you'll feel more sweet.
Wow.
Hey, I was gonna go and check the whatever I have to do. Like, I think there's a shadow.
See how nervous she is, guys? No, you're gonna need my help with that.
Oh yeah.
And I want to make sure I get it on video so I show everybody what's going on. What's going on here, guys, is when you open this plantation shutter, you bring it here, you open it, and it comes off the ledge right there. See how it splits apart up here? So I'm gonna have Alicia push it, but we're gonna have to find some way to hold it and run some screws all the way through, but I'm gonna pre-drill it. But she's gonna have to hold it while we do that. This thing's a mess. Really what should be happening, Alicia? We should be ordering one long blind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this is not so bad. But
No, but it's still, yeah. Well, I told her I would try, and if I couldn't do it, I'd take it off the bill.
Yeah.
All right. Okay guys, he's got the one on. What we're going to do is we're going to put it on here, and then we're going to put the bottom hinge down there, and then we're going to transfer the measurements over here. That's the easiest way to do it, the most precise way. So once he gets that on, this door has been butchered up, as you can tell, but we're going to do our best to clean it up and make it function properly. Hey guys, this is going to take 2 hands, but what we're going to do is we're going to put that hinge over here. It's going to take 4 hands. I'm not going to be able to videotape it. We're going to line that up there to there, actually put the pin in it, and then we're going to go over here. Let me go by you. And we're going to get the door where it needs to be, and then kind of like in the more open position, and then we're going to lay that against the door and pencil mark it. Then we'll have the exact spot for the bottom hinge. So it's going to take a little bit of so it's going to take 4 hands, one to hold it and one to mark it. So I'll show you what we got once we do it here, but you guys get the gist of it. Hey guys, we were able to transfer the mark on the top of that hinge. Now what I do, this is basically to show Vinny, is I line it up right here, because I get it like right on the mark right here, and then I go over here and I transfer this mark right here. Basically between the 2 marks this will sit in, but when you put your template on, this is where you have to be careful. You have to split. This template's going to be bigger than this, so you have to split the difference. Basically what you're going to have to do is make sure that you have the same amount of space on both sides. So if you look here, it's about right. I'd say about right there looks good. Give me a pencil, a hammer. That way, when he routs it, it'll be right in the center of those 2 black lines. So. Okay, so if he's just a hair one way or the other, all you have to do is loosen up that hinge when you're trying to line up the pins, and everything will shift, and then you tighten up the screws. You can, if for some reason you're a little bit off, you can either tap the bottom of the hinge while the screws are tight, or you can loosen the screws up slightly on both. You know what I mean? So there's all kinds of tricks to give it in. I'm going to let him go ahead and route that out, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, he got the first pin in, and boy, we got that measurement right on the money. Look at that. So go ahead and pin it. All right, so now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to check everything out, and now we're going to mark the 3rd hinge. This is how we did now I can show you on this one. Last time I needed hands because he was holding it, but now we're going to take this one, and we're just going to open it up as far as it goes, and then we're going to open it up, and that's about all we're going to get out of this. For some reason, let me see. So what we're going to do is we'll get this in there like that, but all we have to do is mark it here. I'm sorry. We're going to mark it right there and mark it there, and then we'll take our straight edge or our square and mark it straight there. But this will show us...
I think it'll sink in after we
route it. Right. After we route it, it'll sink in. So we're just going to mark here and mark there, and then we're going to route it when the 3rd hinge is done. So here, go ahead.
So,
here, hold it.
exactly. There we go.
Just put a little mark right there, and then a little mark right here. But we're going to take our square and put these nice and straight like that. But that'll get it done. Okay, that's good for now. We'll get this done, and then once we got the 3rd hinge all routed out, then we probably won't even put it on until the job is done. That way we only have 2 hinges to screw with. But we're going to shut the door, and we're going to see where it needs to be planed. Like it's pinching right up there. So so instead of trying to force it, Vinny's going to go up there and see where it is, and he's going to start planing it so we get a nice tight fit and the gap is straight, hopefully. I haven't hung a door for a while, but anyway, we'll see how it turns out. All right, guys, he's working around it here, planing all the areas that want to rub. So we'll see how it goes here in a little bit. Yeah, okay. She got her job done here. Look, shut it slowly. She put this in because this is where it needs to be, and she put a spacer behind it. You know, I mean, they tried putting one up here and they couldn't figure out what to do with this, and she did. Yeah, is it perfect? No, but it's good enough. It'll do the job. They wanted it where it can be opened and closed from the inside, not the outside. They don't want it to be open from the outside, so this is it. So Alicia put a block on it, and she put a spacer behind it. The thing is solid as a rock. It isn't going nowhere. It's solid, man. That way, if the gate shuts, it holds it. She did a good job. Now we just paint that white, and it'll be good to go.
It's kind of like on this side. See, it's not so bad.
This is perfect.
So bad. Look at the bottom.
Looks really good.
Right?
Looks really good. Well, Alicia's over here sanding all the areas. Look at that. They have stripping messing here. This is spongy. It gets real thick here. I mean, this door jamb has been like screwed with and screwed with. We're just shaving it so everything, there's no pinching. I just want that door to float in and lock without it pushing back on us like this. I want to be able to shut it and not have it pinch back. I mean, this door, I should have put a pre-hung, guys. I would have had a new jamb, new everything, but guess what? I thought the jamb was in good shape. I haven't hung a door for a while. You can see here how it's shaved in here, and it gets thick here and thick here, and then down here it's thin. I mean, somebody's hacked the shit out of this. So Alicia's hacking it a little bit more on the tight spots, and hopefully it'll be acceptable. All right, guys, he's setting up the other drill bit. We just drilled this out right over here. This is a quick set. What you do is you mark the center of the lock, and then you bring a pencil mark here. Then you put this on, and you put the little V on the middle of that right there, the line. Now we went this way. Now we're gonna go this way with that right there, and that will give you one lock down here. Take this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you. We're just gonna.
Let me plug it in.
Yeah. He's got it. Whenever you mess with these heavy drills, always unplug it when you're playing with the key, because if you accidentally hit that trigger and you wrap that key down there around your, it's bad news. And now we're gonna go this way right here. You gotta lock it in here, because if it twists on you, it's gonna either hit you in the jaw or go down. So I always lock my elbow in tight here against my rib cage. This one here never gives me a problem. The one that gives me a problem is this one. This here will bite into the rib here, over here. This one is the one that gives me the problem. This will bite into here, and man, it'll want to twist this right out of your hands. But anyway, now we're going to go ahead. Here, take that. We're going to go ahead and undo this. So you have two. You tighten it down here, then you tighten it here, and then you tighten on that nut. And then you just, and I kind of get a crescent wrench and I put it on the ring. I use a smaller crescent wrench, but not like this because it slips off. I just kind of go up here like this, and then I give it a little pinch. But all right.
He wants to kick this way.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
I noticed it. I was like, oh, let me fix that before I learn something.
That's all right. You're doing good. A lot of guys will get that thing wrapped up around their arm the first try. You've only done it. This is the first time. So let me come over here. Keep your foot pressed on it. Always got to be ready to pull the trigger or release it. Yeah. Now he went through it. Now just go halfway through and go the other side. If you hit that metal, it'll bind up on you. You did good. Most guys would have wrapped that up around them the first time. See, there's the core right there. If you don't need to stick it back in there, you don't need to. It looks good. Look, guys.
Sure? Let me just...
No,
Okay.
It looks good. Why even go for it? Now go ahead and drill this way. That's the easy job. All right, guys. Well, he did a good job. I thought he was going to be able to. I thought that thing was going to wrap up around him like it did on the snake when he was snaking that toilet. It wrapped up all over him. But I really did think this was going to wrap up on him. But he did good. Okay, now he'll chisel that out. He'll do the same down there, see? Get it nice and straight. Alright guys, we got everything done here. Then he got the holes chiseled out. Right there. And now Alicia's going to paint the door. Everything's good there. So now we're going to make it look beautiful, I guess. Alright guys, we got everything cleaned up. Everything was swept up, and then I blew it out with the blower. First I swept it up, then I got the micro dust out with the blower. Alicia's working hard over there. We're just going to put this stuff away here and we're done. Let's just recap here. They wanted a latch that opens from the inside, and they got it. So that's that. We'll go see how she did over there. She put some shims and stuff in it. I think it turned. Hey, Ollie, put a little paint on that raw wood. Over here, guys, we were able to put a screw. I don't know if you can see the screw hole. I don't want to open it up. There's a screw hole right there. I put a 4-inch screw to button it up. It still sags a little bit, but not as bad. This is going to be no charge because I wasn't happy. It's not even 95%. It's just I would say maybe it's 85%, 90%. But at least it's going to last longer, but no charge. Then Alicia's got her blinders. And Alicia fixed that door. That one door used to shut on its own. You open it and it closed on its own. I'll show you how she did that. I should have got videotape of that, but you notice how this door ain't closing no more? Here's the blinds over here she did. Right there. What she did was she took both pins out one at a time right here, and then she bent the pin. She put the pin head on a piece of 2x4 and bent the pin, and did the same to that one after. And it makes it, you can't even feel the difference, but yet if you put the door there, it doesn't move no more. Before it would rock. So she bent the 2 pins and smacked them in. I guess that's it. That's all we're doing here. So let's go look at the gate real quick. So everything looks good. Over here, it's got a beautiful backyard. The street's right there. This is a busy street right there. But I live on a busy street too. My house backs up to Heil Avenue, which is pretty damn busy. So anyway, what she did was she put this together. They started it. They tried putting one there, but then they didn't know what to do with this. So she came out with this solid rock. Look at that, shimmed out. Everything's good. And it closes nice. Really nice. So anyway, she's gonna paint that. Okay, well, we'll go see how she's doing in a little bit. Okay, the lady said she wanted a pull cable on it, so we made up a pull cable here from Home Depot. So now, shut it, it's good. And then you want to open it, it's good. You shut it, it's good. You open it, it's good. Everything's good. This wood is not so good right here. This thing's flimsy, man. Block wall. Maybe stick a shim in there, maybe, or something. Alright, let's go see how Alicia's doing here. We'll go put this back. So this is nice and firm. See, guys, that's solid. It's just this. So, anyway. We'll put this back. Yeah. Yeah, this is a brand new bit. I accidentally left one in a wall the other day. So put this shit in here. I gotta grab it with 2 hands. And everything locks in these trays. I like it. Alright, let's go see what Alicia is doing, guys. There's Vinny eating. What's she eating?
I saved you some. Mama don't know.
Oh, one of those peanut butter. Okay. Cool. Oh, nice. The good stuff. Alicia's over there painting everything. She put that bottom sweep on. It came off the old door. I figured it was still good. There she is, painting away. Say hi.
Hello.
Alright, guys. It's looking good. Okay, Vinny's working on the locks. That way, we'll see if they line up. They probably won't line up. We'll have to do some chimichanga on the strike plates. Alicia's giving it hell with the roller. Touching up the jam a little bit. Looking good. Looking real good. Okay. We told the owner to leave the door open for 24 hours. That way it doesn't stick. Okay, guys, the locks are on. Everything is done here. I did have to adjust this guy a little bit, but not much. Let's just see how she shuts. Look at that. Shuts pretty good. Locks pretty good. Opens. Pretty much a done deal, guys. And we're going to put some weather stripping when the paint dries. She wants some weather stripping around here on there. So we'll let that dry up and everything should be okay. Looks good. Not much daylight. We got the bottom door sweep on. Looking good. All right, well, thanks a lot for hanging out with us, guys. I think I got one little short video to attach on to this one, so there should be a little video of, I think we're replacing a toilet, and we had to troubleshoot this handyman installed some outlets and screwed up the wiring, and now some switches don't work. We have to figure that out. I think I got that, so it'll probably run right behind this video here. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Hey, guys. Me and Vinny are on this job here. He's got a toilet. Basically, what happened was we were called here about a week and a half ago because they had a handyman. He uses his handyman. I do is mostly his electrical stuff that his handyman can't do. And he's cheaper. And he knows that why he's cheaper because, you know, I'm licensed, bonded, liability insurance. I've got commercial insurance on both the vehicles. So with that being said, and wait, I want to help you with that, Vinny. Leave it down there. I just want to show everybody what we got going on. So what happened was about 2 weeks ago, the handyman did all these outlets. And look how he left these outlets setting in, didn't put no spacers behind them. Anyway, he did all these outlets and GFCIs and stuff. So we get this phone call. As you can see here, he got fired, by the way. I'll let you know what happened. So what happened was we get here and they said he had these two open right here. And they said there was no power there. And I don't like the way those GFCIs are set. One's sitting deep and sitting in and crooked. Alicia never does that. Alicia uses those spacers that go on the back, and they're nice. Anyway, they gave us a call and said there was no electricity here, and he couldn't figure it out. So the management company got pissed off and said, I can't hire you to do something you said you could do, and then I've got to send my electrician out there to straighten it up. We can't be doing this. And he apologized and said, well, I don't know what it is, and I can't find it. I tried to find it. I just can't find it. Then he got here, and there was no power here. No power there. Of course, we checked the breaker, and the breaker, every time we go to set it, it would pop. So anyway, Vinny had this figured out like in 5 minutes. Because you figure the line's coming in from somewhere to here, to here, to here. Well, Vinny opened up this outlet, and the wire had slipped off the screw, and it was arcing on something in there. So Vinny repaired that. Then the breaker would set, and now he's got GFCIs. And then Vinny also, while the boxes were open, put some ground wires, the green ground wires, to the box and added it, because these don't have it. They're self-grounding. It's got the metal box with the metal conduit. So that is self-grounding, but we like to have extra grounds. So then we noticed that when we were here the first time, we noticed the toilet was cracked, but he had new flooring, and the overflow was sitting there like that. We didn't say anything because we were here just for the electrical. He has his handyman. And so anyway, we left, and that was the end of our job here. Then we got a phone call yesterday that all of a sudden he said that the two switches wouldn't work. No power here or no power there. And he couldn't figure it out. Again, the first thing we thought was because there was heat, but there was power, but then there was no, it was an open ground, open neutral. So these had power, but no neutral. So anyway, Vinny started going through all his new light fixtures. We figured, well, it's on the lighting circuit. Anyway, I forget what fan it was. Vinny started to, I think he dropped this one, was okay, but one of these fans, he dropped them, and each one, but it was the last one after all that work, and he found a loose neutral. So he got that fixed. So that's when the management lost his temper with the guy, and I guess he fired him yesterday right after we fixed the problem. And the reason why this guy wasn't here is because, number one, I don't really work with other contractors in the units when we're here, because they get in my way, I get in their way, and I'm not really I know you guys see me on the videos and I look like I'm a happy guy, but I don't get along with people usually, especially when I got to work with them other than my family. But with that being said, I always would come when he's not going to be here, or I'd let him know, look, I need my space, because I'll be honest with you, I'm all right teaching people electrical or whatever, but I'm not all right teaching my competitor. The guy who's going to steal the work right from under me, I'm not going to sit here and teach him. I'm just not going to. I know you need to share the well, or share the knowledge, and I would do that with somebody that I knew wasn't going to use it on me. So Anyway, with that being said, I told him, I said, I don't want the guy looking over my shoulder, you know, because obviously he's going to want to know what happened. He's going to be breathing down my shoulder. Then it's kind of awkward to be taking his stuff apart that he already touched. Probably he's telling me, oh, I know this one's good. Don't waste your time here. Go to this one. Or I didn't touch it, you know, telling me what to do. So I told management, I said, I don't want him here when I'm doing this on both occasions. Well, I get here yesterday, and I guess they fired him. So he asked me if I would finish everything up. And here I noticed they have an old style dimmer. Well, I know that's not for a fan. And if you don't have a dimmer that's made for a fan, you'll burn you'll be burning up the motors. So with that being said, we're going to change that to a switch because they don't want a dimmer because the dimmers for fans are expensive. We're going to fix the overflow, put a new overflow on. No overflow plate. This toilet is cracked. He cracked it when he put it on. I guess he dropped it. We're going to finish that light over there. The electrical troubleshooting is done already, so we don't have to worry about that. So bottom line is we're just going to finish this up this morning and call it done here. All right, guys, we'll do a little progression on these videos as we get here and get this stuff done. Alicia's going to start with the toilet. Vinny's going to do this dimmer switch right here. And then they'll both get on that toilet after and do their thing. Fix the overflow. So I'll go ahead and do a little video in as they get it done. Okay, guys, she got ahead of me. She did take a picture of what she had under there. She's just going to shim the back. Everything is nice and tight in the front, so she's just going to shim a couple gaps in the back. Here's a picture of how we only used one wax ring, so everything looks good. The bolts were nice and tight, so we just made sure they were good and long enough, and they are. Vinny's over here. The dimmer was just a dummy. It wasn't even hooked up. So I'm going to get a plate, because if you don't put a plate on it with just one switch and you put another dummy switch, people are going to say, well, I want that to work. It must be there for a reason. And you know, then you got to go look and find out which outlet it probably worked before. And the management company won't pay for that. So, I mean, we could figure out what that switch worked, you know, and this one's working the fan. But he's not going to pay us to pull all this out and do it. They're happy with it the way it is. So if we just put a plate on there that doesn't have the hole, a specialty plate, then nobody's going to be crying about it. If it's not there, they're not going to question it. Over here, they just have a single, you know, that used to, this at one time was hooked up to an outlet. But then they added a box and put the fan, because these apartments originally don't have any light boxes in the ceiling. And then what they do is they pull it and they go there and they use that for their fan. Sometimes people will pay us to, and that's what this was about. Somebody did probably, you know, put in a tube hanger and had it hooked up, but everything's been bundled up. They're not going to pay us $45 to sort that out. So we're going to just leave them with what they had, but we will put a specialty plate. So then he's doing that. Alicia's working on the toilet. I'll say hi.
Hello.
And just for my defense, I did take the toilet down in the tank and threw it in the trash can. Yeah. So here's the new one. He wants American Standard Cadet 3. So that's what we're putting. I usually put Kohlers with the highliner, but again, that's what he wanted. And he wanted it round. All right, guys, she's got that
Get out.
toilet on, and there's no leak. She's got it shimmed. I'll show you where the shims are. And there's one over there as well. You can see it hanging out. And then over here, she's got a shim. I missed all this because I'm running in and out of here doing other things. Got a good flush. There's right, no leaks. She's flushing it a bunch of times before she cocks it. She's gonna cut that shim. Over here, Vinny got this all capped off and put a specialty plate. Because if you leave it open, tenants are gonna be crying, hey, there's a switch there. It must be here for a reason. Why isn't it operating one of those? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I would love to find out where it goes, but not for free. So we got to get on to the next job. If we're going to play with this and take time out of her day, it's got to be paid. And we don't charge that much. $45, we'll troubleshoot it and get it going. But this particular management company doesn't want it. So now what we're going to do, the electrical issue has been solved. The light switches now work. And that one, they're both on. So we're good to go there. Now they want us to put the stove back and be careful of the linoleum. So we're gonna pick it up. We're not going to slide it. Other than that, I guess that's it. That's just carpeting, I guess, from when they put the carpeting in. And we're just flushing the house. She always flushes it quite a few times to make sure it doesn't leak.
Also just
Fluid master.
the fill belt.
Yeah.
It was overflowing.
It was overflowing? Okay, so she's got that adjusted. All right, and then she's going to do this light fixture, and then I think we're out of here. My oldest daughter, we're going to try to get home early. It's 10 o'clock. Yeah, fill valve. It's 10 o'clock. We're going to try to get home by 11. My oldest daughter broke up with her boyfriend, and the lease was coming due on the 1st, which is today, I believe. And we got her out of there yesterday. And he's going to lease it one more year by himself. So she's home with us. We had to clear out one of our bedrooms because she's been gone a while. We did that. And we moved everything to the living room like we do with the tools whenever we have to empty a van out. So we got that done. She seems to be really happy with her old room back. And what else? Well, they reglazed this. They did a pretty good job. Usually there's a lot of runs, but this is looking pretty good. I guess that's about it. So we'll change. There's a few missing light bulbs. We'll do that. I'll catch you back up to date here before we go. Alright guys, she got that shim. She's going around cocking it. She's just starting it on the front. She works on the front part and then she goes to the back and cleans that up over there. Vinny is installing this light fixture. Here we moved the stove over here and got it all the way into the gas line where it hits, and then it went in the wall a little bit, but that's okay. It's nice and straight. All the lights are working good. These light fixtures right here, I believe, have an adjustment on them. This dummy that put it in, you would have thought he would have put it on the same brightness as that, but instead he put Warren. Other than that, we're getting done. Then we're gonna go home. And we did 4 jobs yesterday in order to make this job a light day, so we can go help my daughter put her stuff away because everything she's got is in the living room. Me and Vinny bought her a new bedroom set, and he went to IKEA and picked it all up in his van and assembled it. He did all that for her. All right, guys, me and Elise are going to head to Home Depot because we need to get material for tomorrow's job, and we're going to leave Vinny here. He's going to finish that, and he's going to clean up all the trash and load up his tools and meet us over there or meet us at home. Right, bud?
Yep.
All right,
Bye.
see you later.
See ya.
All right, Alicia. Ready to roll? Okay.
Ready, let's go.
Okay, let's head out of here.